is the Pizza and Hummus Podcast.
So why would you listen to the Pizza and Hummus Podcast?
Am I right, bada bing?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I laughed way too hard at That's the worst thing ever.
And welcome back to the Pizza and Hummus Podcast.
Hey.
What's going on? So today we have a special show.
Mm-hmm. Big day.
This is Vince, and of course with Richie. Mm-hmm. We also have Jim Elliott on and Justin O'Leary.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Hey, what's
Great to be here.
Yeah.
Great to be here.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
sure.
we did a team hats versus team no hats, and I think we did well. And
Our hats are backwards
Team balding
too.
versus
Team male pattern baldness.
yeah.
You don't
Team-
need to see the
Team
rest of my
Rogaine.
forehead.
so we just talked about a bunch of stuff. So let's just start now.
Boom.
So what's going on, guys?
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on?
You guys got the, we'll just start with plugging the Milford show. Baker's at Milford. Do you guys just switch it to where it's the format of it to where there's, because I know you guys have like the headliner and then the features. Did you guys switch that from being more of an open mic recently? Is that like how it is now?
We're kind of by the seam of our pants.
Okay.
So it started as an open mic. We were doing 2 a month, and the show was going really good, so we just wanted to try a Friday night rather than a Monday, and it kind of just grew from there. So basically we have a Friday night showcase right now until April, and then I think we might kick back into the open mic, but we're literally just kind of figuring it out as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing the showcase gives us more freedom to like organize who we want to put on, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of people that, you know, talk like Kevin from The Office or something, you know, and then like, you should put me on your show.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I know. No, you were obviously running Laugh Tracks. Were you part of Laugh Tracks too in Novi?
No, I mean I went up there all the time. But
Yeah.
That's where he first became vulnerable.
Yeah.
What now?
That's what he called. That's what he calls stand up, going up and being vulnerable.
especially at that time.
Opening my heart
Really be honest
to
to
the
your
world.
No, yeah, when he first started, he would just come to Laugh Tracks and I'd just throw him up whenever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Fire me? You know, like I don't care.
Right.
Well, dude, Laugh Tracks. I mean, it was that. I think that really helped us. I think that was safe to say.
Yeah, those were
Like-
some of the best shows when you guys were on.
That was a great
Oh, thank
room.
you.
I
Yeah.
miss-
Well, we just.
Gosh darn right it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you brought a big crowd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. yeah. We bring a crowd.
I slowly realized like that's why like some people would talk to me. It wasn't 'cause I was like I don't think I'm funny yet. I think I just have friends
Yeah.
still that haven't like lost hope.
Yeah.
Well, there is some of that out there, but
Yeah.
you guys are cool though.
Yeah. Well, it was great because we always we didn't have you're always like, yeah, you want to get on the show, you're on. Whereas some other places was kind of harder, especially if you're not kind of well known.
In their clique.
And at the same time, you gave us plenty of time to where we were always like working on our material. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I always just put whoever on because I don't care. You
Yeah.
know, like I mean, we care now. Putting together like a showcase once a month is way different because you got to put like a killer lineup together, especially.
if the venue's paying, especially.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that we noticed was like doing the open mic there. The crowd of Milford is not going to necessarily gravitate towards the majority of the comedians
Material, yeah.
that are newer than, yeah, like.
Milford's a
Trying
tough
to-
crowd. The
Yeah.
town where it's just a tough crowd.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Kind of elitist type people. At least
Yeah.
they feel like they are.
We did
Yeah.
a showcase at another bar in Milford, and it was me and Dan Simon and Cam Rowe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, we're all going to kill. And everybody like had to work. Like it was a struggle.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus.
Jeez.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's funny, like the typical like new guy stuff, like sex, smoking weed, Tinder,
Jerking
off, like
all jokes I had.
Yeah.
all jokes I had too.
All right.
Yeah.
Right about what you know. Here we go.
I've been
What do
doing
I
this
know?
for 20 years.
What do I know more than anybody? Getting caught by my dad jerking off. Okay.
Yes.
That'll be my closer. But yeah, no, it's true. Everybody does it. I
Yeah.
did it for sure. But
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, but this crowd, you kind of look at them like a child that you got to like keep healthy, and that you're like, we can't bum this crowd out or make them like bored. Like I'm never going back to that.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that. I mean, I don't want to speak for Justin, but I just did. Okay.
No, I mean, it's like I worked for the Democratic Party during both Obama campaigns.
Yeah.
And every time they're like, "Oh, you're from that area, right? Would you want to phone bank Milford?" I'm like, "God damn it!" Just everyone, hello. Like I'm like, oh, like it's a very
Yeah.
I don't know what word I'm looking for, and we grew up there. I don't mean it in like a negative way.
Yeah.
It's just we found that it's a harder room than what we anticipated as far as crowd.
Yeah.
So that's why the showcase switch seemed to be good for like the current time.
Yeah.
But like I mean, every show that we've had, they've usually been a success, but I don't think we've never had like not two old white people walk out in the back.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't what we expected,
Well,
hun.
you'll-
Grab your
yeah.
stuff.
Pull the car around, Harold.
I'll be waiting in the lobby.
It's too cold out
one
there.
more ginger ale, please. It's almost like, do you think it could be like you don't have the automatic? Because I think that could be the case in a completely opposite room of you don't have the banking on, I know this crowd agrees with me, cheers. Of like, it almost can be less funny if I know you agree with me.
Do you mean
know what
like
I mean?
political humor?
Yeah,
though?
political, or
I
even
don't-
leaning that
But
way.
I don't really see people doing a ton of political humor because
It's-
after the election, it kind of turned hack really fast.
It turned heck
because
really
everybody was
fast,
doing
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's not even that. I think it's just like they're a little more conservative and a little more highbrow about what they think is appropriate to joke about, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when you get raunchy, they're kind of like, ugh, I don't need this filth.
Right.
Although I don't know.
Yeah.
I should have gone to
guessing.
Chili's. I don't know.
Well, the open mic was on a Monday too, so like the atmosphere is totally different. The open mic to showcase, you do an
Yeah.
open mic Monday and the showcase on a Friday night. Like everybody's very invested on a Friday night. A Monday is like I gotta go to work in the morning. Like it doesn't
Right.
feel as good, right?
How much is this going to pull me in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, like they're not drinking as much. They're not. So I think that's helped a lot. 'Cause
Yeah,
even
Friday night's great. Everyone's in a
And
good
the showcase
mood.
is always on the Friday since you've been doing it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Richie was making fun of me because I had a mug that says Joanna Gaines is my spirit animal.
Oh, I was really hoping
And
you guys forgot
Jim
that.
went straight. He beelined
Yeah.
straight to Joanna Gaines is my spirit animal. He knows. He's a fixer-upper.
Jim
Yeah.
goes to the Church of Gaines.
Yes.
Well, that's spelled with a Z. I just like to flirt the line between masculinity and, you know.
Irony.
An open space concept.
Is Joanna
Yeah.
Is that the one that like has a fixer up show?
Yeah.
She's
my
that
wife
hot
loves
half
that.
Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is hot.
I just
So is
felt-
her husband.
Have you
Chuck
seen,
or
have you
Chip
seen
or-
those
Is it
bangs?
Chip?
Come
Yeah.
on, Chip Gaines.
Yeah.
How do you?
I like a good jawline.
Looks like a 30-year-old SEC frat boy.
Yeah, he does.
I just figured out last night that my celebrity crush is the nanny, like Fran
The-
Drescher.
Oh,
The one that looks like the principal from Matilda.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wait, not
Is she
no,
still
no,
on?
no,
Which
wait,
one's
no,
the
no,
nanny?
the principal, not
I figured like
Who
the
is
bun
that?
in the back.
Jan from Friends?
no,
Or Janice?
Basically Janice. No,
No,
Fran Drescher.
Drescher.
Oh, yeah, Fran
Come on.
Drescher was
The
Janice,
nanny.
right?
No, I feel like those are two separate, very similar women.
I think she's the nanny. She's the one that's like,
Yes, that one.
I'd have to see her.
Okay, real quick.
I'm gonna look it up.
We'll edit this silence out.
The silence. It'll get you guys.
How did you find out that was your celebrity?
It's just I was just meditating. One
Oh,
day
I
and
know.
figured it out.
Totally.
real.
Totally.
Yeah.
She's got like the kind of East Coast Brooklyn. I like it. Yeah.
Oh my god. Be like, oh, Lois.
You're like, how did I find out? I was talking in my sleep and my girlfriend heard me. Oh, Fran. Who's Fran?
Who's Fran? You wouldn't understand. It was the 80s. It was a different time. I don't know.
She's like, she was in her 80s. What?
You know, you find more about yourself when you sit in silence. So
When you sit in silence and also watch Nick at Night.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
When? So now, do you guys have a monthly show or is it a weekly show? When?
it was bi-monthly.
This next one's December 21st. We have Adam Deggy coming in.
Oh, nice.
And then January 4th, Mary Santora. February 15th, Andy Beningo. And then March 22nd, Dave Landau.
Get your tickets live at
Eventbrite.com.
Yeah.
So what's nice is I think our shows are always like a week before or after your guys' shows, so it's not
Oh,
as
nice.
competing. Yeah, because like our next show is December 28th, which
Perfect.
kind of worked out. So
Doesn't the guy in the bottom row, third over, look like Mr. Feeney? Like
are you
holding a
talking
cat?
about Don Corleone?
I've been looking at him the entire time. He's been keeping me in line.
Like,
He makes he'll make you an offer you can't refuse, and that he'll always live next to Corey, and he'll always be. Why was Mr. Feeney always like a teacher? He was always somehow involved
He
with
was
Corey, no
everywhere.
matter what, from like kindergarten all the way to college. He's just like, "Yep, I'm just following you."
Wait,
I'm
what are we
just
talking about?
tracking you. Boy Meets World.
Oh, didn't watch it. Mm.
You didn't
I
watch
was watching
Boy
The
Meets
Nanny.
World?
I was busy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jeez.
He's pitching it then to the nanny. want to watch about life lessons.
I'm just like walking around my house, cleaning, humming the theme song.
yeah. He's vacuuming, twirling the cord around.
I think her voice would have annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Isn't
Like-
she really like
Yeah.
amazing? Yeah.
Nailed it. I'm out of here, guys.
You ever work with somebody in real life that talks and laughs like that, and
Yeah.
you just can't? There's nothing you could say. You
Yeah.
know? Hey, your voice sucks. I hate it.
Like, how do you
Just
like
don't-
comment-
No offense.
Right, no offense, but like your general like presence is
Yeah.
bumming us out.
If you could just not reproduce,
Yeah.
we just want to rid this gene out.
Let's cap it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
No
we're good.
offense. I like your thoughts, but when they come out, I don't like the way it's
From pen
delivered.
to paper.
at all.
Why don't you whisper it to him and let him
Yeah.
say it?
Let him transfer that.
You just
into
hear a
the
whisper.
Right now, you tell her.
There's certain people I'll meet and I'll be like, you have like close personal friends and family that are like get a lot more exposure to you than I do, and I just feel for them. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
with
like
the
the whole-
voice like that?
Yeah, or just like general conversation.
What about the guys who, when they talk, they always have a little like whistle at the end of
What?
an S.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
like the Greatest Generation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that Dan Rather
Yeah.
Family Guy thing where
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah.
a tea kettle that
And
they
he slowly comes to
Yeah.
Steve. I watched a video the other day. It was a BuzzFeed video. Well, it was a commentary on a BuzzFeed video of a guy eats a vegetable for the first time, and like that's the title. That's really the plot of the video.
You were like, I'm gonna dedicate my time.
It's a 10-minute video.
Yeah.
I really don't have a joke for this. It just bothered me that it's not content. There's nothing there. They didn't.
Oh,
nothing was
yeah.
written down.
It's like
It's like
100%
people
of the
opening
internet.
That's 100
packages.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like a big thing on the internet. Like, I want to watch somebody open this box.
Yeah, you give them the benefit of the doubt half the time because they're 7. Be like, well, what is he gonna do? He's not funny. But like, this is just like a grown adult, and then other grown adults in the writing room. It's like, all right, I got it.
Speaking of no content, what do you guys think about TikTok?
Oh no.
I still don't know. I just know that Lincoln's famous on it.
Yeah.
Lincoln's very
I
famous.
don't know anything
Isn't
else
that
about
insane?
it.
I watched his wife has it on her phone, and so the other day I was looking at it and scrolling through it, and it's worse than I thought. It's like
How would you
it's
describe it to a lay person?
Fortnite dances and people going like this.
I
Like
can't
that's
believe,
Is it like
I
Instagram,
can't believe
though?
that the circle thing came back.
That's what I mean.
We did that
I
in
was
like elementary
I remember
school.
8th grade.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh, you lost the game," and I was like, "I like Monopoly. I don't want to play this game because I don't know how to win."
That's from Malcolm in the Middle, I think.
Really?
When he did, yeah, Reese would do that.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. And then he'd punch him or something. Like he'd do that
Yeah,
and he'd
if
go
you see
crap, and then
Then
he'd punch him.
in the arm.
Yeah.
But so, what does it look like? Does it look like Instagram, or it's just like
Kind
you
of.
scroll and just
It's kind of
people's
like
stupid
I
videos?
feel like it's just Vine 2.0 in my opinion. It's just all really quick videos, and they have some little like music to them. And then one of the big things they do is people will make videos to make fun of other videos. So you'll see them both at the same time. So almost like a reaction video to what's going on. They do some where like since they know that they'll do stuff like they'll pretend that they're kissing the side, and then you can have two people like they're kissing, or a guy can look like he's kissing his ass.
You know,
or something.
really breaking the envelope on video
yeah,
editing.
really
Yeah.
going beyond.
Well, I think it merged with like Musically or something,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
it? So
Yeah,
then
it
they
used to
brought
be
all the
that,
songs
and
in,
then-
and
Yeah.
it's like people lips. It's kind of like Masquerade too, where people take like audio clips and
Yeah.
Yeah.
like basically mouth them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. And my brother did one, and he just did this thing, and it got like 22,000 likes.
We're in trouble. Guys.
At what point
I
do
know.
you just say, "I'm not gonna make it"?
No,
Like, this
the
isn't for-
world's not gonna.
The
make
world's
it.
not gonna make it, and I'll be there.
Because it's definitely the next generation.
I actually saw
Let's do
this.
this.
I saw this thing. So it was a guy made a video, like a satirical video of like making fun of TikTok, and so he jokingly made some TikTok videos to show he's like making fun of the whole thing of it. And apparently TikTok took the TikTok videos that he made and then just used them as ads. because apparently in their contract or whatever, they're like, we can do whatever we want with all your videos, and there's nothing you can do about it. Is basically what it says. So there's like, because there's a more famous guy on the internet, and so they used his joking videos saying how much he doesn't like him to continue to advertise and make money off it.
And that's the other thing
Crazy.
too, though. I mean, it's all part of memes and stuff, where it's like part of the humor is you're just making fun and talking down on TikTok, and then people go, "Yeah, we love this.
Right.
We love this."
Some of the memes drive
Yeah.
me nuts though because they're so structured. It just becomes like a toss-in.
Yeah.
Like the ones with like the two guys grabbing arms.
Yeah. And then
It's
it's
like,
literally
that's
just like
not
a
hard.
Mad Lib where you're like, here's
Yeah.
the empty space. I put in a funny word.
It's like a visualized joke structure.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you just dump whatever you want into it, and it gets shared a million times, and all these 13-year-old kids are like, "Yeah."
Art.
Yeah.
I was
do that.
dabbing.
Am I
I was
doing it
dabbing.
right?
in
Am I
studio.
doing it right, guys?
I do that when I'm done.
Well, it
having
makes you
sex.
wonder. It makes you wonder too, because you're like, is every kid doing this? Is this just like to me being older? It seems like every kid wants to have a YouTube channel now,
Yeah.
and it's obnoxious.
Yeah.
But when I was growing up, it was like Jackass. Remember, it was
Yes.
like the reality. It
And
was
you
like
would
kids
imitate
taping
that.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that wasn't everyone doing it. So I'm wondering if when you get older, you just kind of lose.
I remember growing up,
Yeah.
I just
Sense with
wanted
that.
to get laid. I remember that was important. Back in the day, like girls, the opposite sex,
I've
like,
known
trying to like look cool and dress cool and stuff. Like that was
That
important.
seemed to be the goal.
And it's not anymore.
No.
Now it's just like, how many likes did I get? No, seriously.
That's really what it is.
We need
Well,
people to do their
I think-
jobs in 20 years, and they're not going to.
I think the likes and followers would equate to possibly getting laid in this new Me Too era.
I don't think so.
Why? Could you imagine if that's how it came? You're like in the office, be like, Johnson, those reports you got to me earlier today, I got 22,000 likes.
Listen, we're trending.
Listen, in our time, to get the girls, you had to wear Etnies skate shoes. Now,
Yeah.
it's just you got to get 50,000 likes. They don't care what you're wearing.
Yeah,
matter
it's-
what
how
it
many
is.
You
followers
could wear a
do you
Shrek
have?
costume, and they're like, "Yep, that's 40,000 likes."
You needed
Everybody likes
Etnies
Shrek.
shoes, and then you had to cover it with a jean coat. So it was like all denim
Oh
over it.
yeah, the
Remember, wait till like the bottom got ripped, and then all pants just kind of swooped forward because
Yeah.
the back was so ripped.
the urban bell bottom.
Yeah.
That's what we call the Redford bell bottom.
Echo Unlimited on the
Yeah,
back
you
pocket?
could have six-pack abs, but if you
Doesn't
don't
matter.
have followers,
Yeah, what are you doing?
why would I do this?
Why would I?
You don't have the 5 top tips for following a ketogenic diet. How do you
The keto shit's big,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
huge right now.
Yeah, I'm
Everybody
doing
I
it right
have
now.
has like their own separate account that's strictly for their keto diet. I'm like, to hold myself accountable.
It's so funny how like
and for likes.
Yeah.
I talked about this on a few ones ago of like if the ones who are like getting a pretty big following for keto, the way they like describe themselves in their bio is like they'll say like biohacking king. Mm-hmm. Like
Fit mommy.
this is such a
the
good
big
diet. It changes my DNA and it can to yours too. Just swipe up and click the link below. Just watch this 5-minute video, no charge to you. Just cover
Yeah.
shipping and handling. And,
No need for vaccines. Just do keto.
Yeah, they're all in your face about it. It's like you've been doing this 2 weeks. Like,
That's what it is.
like you're not better than
Bought
me yet.
one pair of Lululemon leggings and you have an Instagram account. for it.
Exactly.
What skills do you offer a company?
What?
Why should I hire you?
Oh my god. Speaking back to like basically what TikTok is, having kids. I don't know if you've gotten to this point. I don't know how old they are. Of where like every like line I'll see in retail, like a Target or Sears, I don't know. Of every kid is just like they're waiting in line, and everyone is doing the floss thing.
floss.
Like
Yeah,
that's
I
how they
hate
kill
it.
their time.
Oh.
Yeah.
We were at a wedding this summer, and like one of my little nephews was doing it. Everyone's like, "Oh," and filming him. I was so livid. And I was just like rolling my eyes. I'm like, when is this gonna be over?
When
It's
is
like
this
some stuff
done?
lasts a day, and I'm like, why didn't this last longer? And then this shit like dabbing and that
Yep.
dance lasts for like an eternity.
When is this?
My kids will
Over.
not be doing that.
No. Like don't put that on the cloud. You're gonna have a job one day. Of them. Here's you flossing.
No, my Thanksgiving that I went to, it was just all the aunts and uncles trying to figure out how to do the dance.
Oh no.
They're like, "Do I just do it like this?" And they're just doing like jazz hands. They're like, "Is this how you do it?" we're like, "Yeah,
I don't know.
you're done."
It's gonna be the Christmas. They're gonna have like a joint. They're gonna be like, "Is this how you do it?"
I would
Find
go
out
to
who in
that
your
party.
family's a pothead.
Over the dancing, though. I'll take it.
Yeah, the
Right,
dancing
We
right.
start
stuff.
chill down. Am I doing it right, guys? Am I doing it right?
I just thought I can't remember what it was. There's just a phase, and I go, I think we made it out of it, and it wasn't Oh, I thought it was dabbing, but I just saw a video. I was like, oh god, I think we. Like I had the same thought when the Borat impressions ended. It was like a month after, and I like woke up and it was like a sunny day. I'd be like, I think it's over. I think we made it. It's done. No one's dabbing anymore. No one's doing my wife. No, and then they'll bring it back ironically. Like, remember this?
I hate it.
It's so bad.
I wonder, like, if people still have parties when their parents go out of town, like in high school, but what do? They just do that the whole time? Like, they don't know how to
Dabbing
talk?
party, bring your own hand. Like
Come
this.
over and dab. We got extra chargers for your phones. We won't be speaking to each other.
Wi-Fi
Obviously.
password.
Yeah. I got enhanced Wi-Fi. It's going to be great.
There's
There's
a big bowl of
chips.
Kool-Aid. It will kill you. Feel
Yeah.
free to drink it.
Yeah.
They're just essentially props for whatever video some douchebags came and planned on filming.
Yeah.
Filming my music video. If you guys could all pretend to be having a good time, I'm gonna be in the front.
It's no longer just a party. It's just like choreography. Okay, guys, we're here for rehearsal. Let's get this done.
1
Yeah.
and 2 and dab and 3.
And dab and show a picture of Lord Farquaad and dab and. It's just
That's
crazy.
my first sign of feeling old is hating dabbing. I'd be like, oh, I feel so good to like hate something.
You know,
And,
my
like,
first sign of feeling old is going to that bar in Rochester. What's that called?
Which
With the
one?
billiards.
Main Street Billiards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Was it just like because
dude.
go on?
I went there like 2 years ago. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm never going to a bar again.
No.
You guys probably go though, don't you?
No,
mean,
my sister does, and she's 4 years younger than me. So she's kind of younger. She goes there all the time, and I'm like, you suck at pool. Like she's not even good at pool. But what do they do there?
It's all just loud. It's like, you know, remember when we'd go out in Novi when we first turned 21 and it was just like loud, obnoxious, like dancing and
A lot of
DJs
guys
and
rubbing their hands together and licking their lips.
Yeah,
not
basketball
doing anything
jerseys.
else.
Plotting something.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, this is a long plot to just ask her if she wants a drink. Like, it's been an hour. Like, what
Plot
you
is the
doing?
right word as you're like. Oh yeah, let me see my notes again. Okay. It's like,
Yeah.
what is that book called? Like how to pick up. Like what is it? The every like douchebag. It's like
The pickup artist
The
stuff?
pickup. No, is that it?
With, like, mystery and...
I'm hanging
Don't
back,
get
like, I
Jim
know.
started on this.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Don't get Jim, a.k.a. Famous, started on this.
So you're like vlogging on your way here. All right, we're gonna talk about the 5 tips of approaching a girl in public.
Yeah.
Just got to dab.
1, how to flex your biceps in public. Constantly rub your hands together.
Open your water 50 times.
So you're just taking a selfie in the mirror,
Yeah.
right? You want to put your hand under the desk and you can just flex your bicep. They don't see it. It's fine.
Jesus, Richie's bicep is enormous.
I know.
Does the video get that? Is that one getting that?
I wish.
We used to see each
Zoom
other
in.
at the gym.
We'll zoom
Yeah.
in on it.
I'm getting it.
You getting it? You getting it? What day is it?
Me and my friend were hardcore into the pickup artist thing when I first came out.
Oh,
Like,
really?
It's ridiculous. Like what? He's like, we got to go get our costumes.
Costumes?
Yeah. I'm like, okay. We know how to neg, which is a backhanded compliment to a
Okay.
girl.
Okay, so it makes
Yeah.
them like.
I can't attest
He has
to
acronyms
success
and
rate
shit.
at all. 'Cause I know all this stuff, but I didn't do it. I just watched my friend try to do it.
Okay.
And I laughed.
Yeah.
But he's like, we got to get costumes. I'm like, okay.
Is that what you called outfits?
Well, Mystery, who was the leader,
Okay.
he would wear a big fuzzy top hat with painted black nails and 50 necklaces.
Was
that
he a
were all
magician?
goth.
He looked
Yes.
like a magician.
He was a magician.
And in the bar, he was a magician picking up.
Yes. And so my friend and I went to Salvation Army to get our costumes.
Yeah.
Sport
What-
coats.
I wore a that was him. I wore a, for some reason, Cleveland Browns shirt that was skin tight and like pretty tight pants and a bunch of bracelets. That was my flair.
All with your name on it.
Yeah.
That's my flair.
you worked at Fridays.
Like I worked at Tchotchkes.
You're saying all these words like I know they're key terms. That was my flair.
They are.
It's like
We had-
underlined in bold.
We had
You gotta look
vocab
in the
tests.
glossary.
And my friend, this is what.
Who's just raining
the
money?
bum?
Is there an arcade
That's you.
nearby?
It is you. There's a dime and then there's a nickel.
Why are we dropping?
So anyway, where to pick up girls? The hookah bar of Novi. So we went to the hookah bar, right? I wore what I said I was wearing. My friend wore a purple sport coat with a black Prince t-shirt underneath that was Purple Rain.
Icebreaker.
There you
matched his, and he had a purple hat that was remember Famous Stars and Straps when that was a company.
Oh, jeez.
And then he wore a purple bandana tied around his neck like he was gonna
Rob
a gay bar.
Because you know what women are attracted to? Barney.
Yeah,
Sounds like Justin McLeod.
shots fired. We're not holding back, guys. And he's like, we're sitting at this hookah bar, and there's like a table full of girls sitting next to us, and I was like, hey, you guys using all those chairs? You guys need an extra chair or something? Like trying to be nice because I
Trying
didn't
to
have
show
enough chairs,
value.
and it was just me and my friend. And my friend's texting me under the table, and then like hitting my knee, and I look and I read it, and it says, "You're trying too hard." What are you doing?
There's a bandana over his nose.
You bring 6 folding chairs over here. This isn't Christmas.
No, he just kept smoking cigarettes and leaning back and blowing it up in the air like he was cool. I'm like, we got a hookah. We paid like $15 for this.
We got the orange on top and everything. Why?
Yeah.
You know it's bad when like the human peacock is essentially telling
Yeah.
you, hey, dude, you got to tone it down.
You gotta tone it down.
That's what it's called.
You're being
peacocking.
too loud.
That's actually the term peacocking.
Peacocking, yeah.
He knows.
You ever see, I think that was in just like here we go. 17 again, starring Zac Efron.
My dad loved that movie.
Listen, it's
God.
good. His
You're
like,
gonna make a great 12-year-old babysitter.
you guys want to have fun tonight? I got the VHS of Flubber.
I got the pacifier with Vin Diesel.
I got the Tooth Fairy star. He like this guy like walked in. He's doing all that. He sits down. He's gonna sit on hit on the principal of the school. All he does, he walks in. He sits down. The principal's just like, "Are you peacocking?" And he's like, "No." He's just wearing like all purple. And just like
Yeah.
couldn't get a word out. He's like, "Yeah, no." Like it's working.
Trust me, guys.
It's
Women
the color
love
of the
purple.
peacock. Yeah.
I went to so the last time I went to Main Street Billiards specifically, I kind of realized I like snapped out of it and I was like, I think I could have a lot more fun doing something else. So me and my cousin started to do this thing of where everyone's bumping into each other and it's really crowded obviously. And so I do this thing if someone would walk past me, they're not looking at me, and I'd go like this. So I'd like lightly pinch their like shoulder or their back and like I was pulling something off. And so what would happen was they would turn around and see who's touched me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a mate, a future,
It wasn't, though.
They turn around, and so I made sure by the time they were turning around, I wasn't looking at them. I was just looking down at my finger, and then I'd eat it,
Oh my gosh.
and then I'd just wait until they turned around. And 100%, no, 9 times out of 10, what happened was they would feel it, they would turn around, and they would see me just looking at my finger of something that I might have grabbed from their shirt, and then eat it, and then they'd just walk away knowing about nothing what happened.
All for your own amusement.
Right.
I love it.
One time it almost started a fight because it was 2 a.m. and he's like, "You think it's funny to just touch me?" I go,
He's like, I was gonna eat that bitch.
I was gonna eat that. I'm starving.
Mine.
He's like, "Yo,
Saving it for later."
Don't touch my North Face.
Hey, I get it. It's fuzzy. It's why I bought it.
I love bar games like that though.
so
I used to do
fun.
one. I did one to gym one time.
This guy is the king of that.
Yeah. I used to do these kind of games all the time to Jim, and there's a guy sitting at the bar one time, and I went up to the waitress, and I had the waitress tell Jim that the guy that was sitting at the bar ordered him a drink, and it was a cement mixer. First of all, Jim didn't take it right away, but he sits there, and Jim's like such a nice guy. He's going through this dilemma for like 20 minutes that he should thank the guy for the drink.
Like
So
writing
then
down the pros and the cons on the paper.
But it just so happened the guy was a perfect pick because he was like the creepiest guy in the entire bar, sitting by himself, just stirring his drink, looking down.
Was he
Ji-
wearing all purple by any chance?
He did have purple, but it was like an Argyle sweater or
Kept
something.
talking about necrophilia.
And then just watching Jim go over to him and thank him for the drink, and the guy not saying anything was like the best thing in the world. And I was just self-amused. I mean, a few people were in on it, but
We used to go up to people at parties that were like having a really good time in college and be like scoot up to them and be like, "Hey, hang on, you got a second?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, what's up? And we'd like whisper, and we'd be like, "Dude, are you fucking serious right now?" And
What?
they'd have no idea. They would instantly get insecure, look around. What did I do? What? And we're like, "Dude," and then just walk away. We thought that was the funniest shit.
that rattles
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
It just shakes them to their core
they're
beliefs.
just slowly figuring out their alibi for the last like 30 minutes and be like, I don't I think I'm serious.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
They know you were joking, but they still have no confidence left.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyone with that much confidence will. And just like, I guess I don't know. I don't even remember what happened before this. Like their whole reality just shifts.
Yeah.
When I was my brother and I, we were like 10 and 12 years old, and we were young kids. We'd go up to like other kids, and we'd say, "Hey, I think I know you." And we would just go like, "What school did you go to?" And then they would tell us, because they're not used to talking to strangers. They tell us the school. "Oh, what class were you in? This. What teacher in?" Yeah, and I go, "Oh, I remember you. You're the guy that crapped his pants." And they'd be like, "No," like, yeah. And then we just say the same thing and said, "Yeah, you were at this school. You did this. I remember you."
You just
Oh, geez.
And that kid's just like, "No, I didn't crap my pants."
He's in therapy now, or unrepressing memory.
Good cop, bad cop for 2 hours. He's like, I did do it. I don't know why.
I have to see a hypnotist now just to figure out if I did that or not.
It's fun to mess with people, though.
Yeah.
Growing up, like I grew up with Jim. We had a lot of friends. We were ball busters. We
Yeah.
like were always like ball busting each other. And then you, like even like some of the younger comedians that are like 23, 24, you just hit them with like a little jab that's kind of friendly, and they're just like shutting down on you.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm sorry, I grew up like 4 years difference, which is
Yeah.
apparently a different
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
They're like, I thought this was going to be a friendship. Turns out these guys don't like me. Something about how I look. I don't know.
Yeah, you were talking about like kids dancing. In my family, like my uncles made you earn your respect. You know what I mean? Like you had
Yeah.
to like get older to like have any respect in that room.
Right.
Like you weren't dancing, and all the aunts weren't like, oh.
Everything you do is great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, shut the hell up. Your uncle's telling a story.
Yeah.
Tell us again about the Vietnam War. One thing too that I think that people have a hard time understanding is like when it comes to guys, at least with our friendships and stuff like that, is like if you're not like giving the guy a hard time, if you're not roasting him, making fun of him, you probably don't like that guy.
That's
like,
how
like,
you
like,
know.
like when you first meet someone, you're just
Yeah.
like, "Hello, how you doing?" You give a nice handshake. You just be very safe. But like the more comfortable you are with a person, the more you're like you start jabbing them. But it's weird because some people interpret it as like, "Oh, that guy really hates me."
Yeah.
It's like, no, he probably just really he likes you. That's why he's joking around with you. Otherwise, like I feel like girls, it's the opposite. It's like if they'll
Validate each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
they'll validate
Yeah.
if they hate you.
It's directly the opposite of like, but like now I feel like you guys are saying, like I feel like I have to add like a verbal LOL. Like
Yeah.
after like I give it enough time, I'll say the insult, and then
Yeah.
I'll keep a straight face, and then they'll also have a straight face, and I go, oh, I gotta let them know.
Yeah.
You just like laugh out loud.
Right. Laugh out loud. LOL.
You don't want to trigger them. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
That was Me Too era.
no, in like biology, they say that that's like basically it goes back to like our DNA, where like guys in the tribes that would go hunt together have to ball bust each other because they can't have any weak
Yeah.
people out there
Right.
that are gonna cry like, oh no. And now it's like so the opposite that God forbid the Russians invade or something.
And
Seriously,
they,
just
God forbid the
soft
Russians
people.
insult us.
Yeah,
They're like roasting us on Twitter, be like, well, I guess this is him.
yeah. They're like, nice skinny pants. I could see your small balls. And oh my god!
I'm going to TikTok where it's safe.
They're Lululemons, okay? They're very expensive.
The range of motion I can get in these is obscene.
Yeah. It's just crazy, man.
I feel like that's
It's a crazy
almost like I'm making sure you're cool. Like I'm making sure like I'm gonna be able to have a conversation with you for
Yeah.
more than 5 minutes and be like, it's just gonna fall out of my face. Like if I insult you,
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
want
it's
to get
just gonna
too
stay
real.
on the surface.
right?
That's
Or
pretty-
else it's gonna be like you're never gonna actually get to know me if I can't just let my mouth throw up whatever comes to my head to you. You know?
It's true, man. It's true. And I think that's why I have less friends. Because I'm just like, I just want a couple friends that I can just throw up all sorts of word vomit on. And then I don't want to deal with anybody else.
Well, it's like normal people, because we have social media and we have accounts. We're like becoming accountable like politicians, even though we're just
Yeah.
like a normal guy that works an office job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to like fall in line as far as, I feel this way about everything.
Right.
Because I don't want to go against the grain.
Which is
And it's
so
all-
weird
yeah.
now. Because it's
Yeah.
all just like, before it's like, oh, if you said something and someone might get upset. Okay. Then once we got to like, who cares? It's like, well, no. If they get upset, then the CEO will fire everybody. And you're like, oh, I guess I can't say anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Nike can't be supporting.
But even if I'm
comedy like
joking, even if I'm on, like, I agree with you and I'm being sarcastic or I'm, doing whatever. If I'm doing a satire, it's like, nope, that just, everything is literal now.
that. Yeah.
No matter what. Unless you're in the music industry. I feel like rock, you can just talk about killing yourself and no one's putting them on suicide watch. hip hop people, they can talk about all the people that they'll kill and all the
Yeah.
drug money and stuff,
Yeah.
and they don't get
That's
arrested.
the anti-Me Too
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
That they had a Key and Peele skit about that, of where he's like, he basically confessed to a murder in a rap song, and they're like, yeah, I don't know who did it. It's just him just giving very specific details on where the body is.
Yeah.
That's like a Zach Brown band. You're like, what happened? I don't know, but there was an American flag. There's a bald eagle.
Yeah, but God forbid it's cold outside and the roads are bad and you don't want some lady driving home. You can get banned from the radio. I don't know why people care at all. Like, I don't care about anything. Like, I scroll through Facebook and everything I see, I'm like, who cares, stupid? Who cares?
Yeah.
The people that are like, you know what? I wasn't gonna say anything, but now I'm gonna weigh in. I'm like,
That's always what it is. Be like,
Yeah.
I usually don't post like this, but
I took
Yeah.
a few days to reflect on last week's events.
yeah,
Dude,
Thanks.
you work at Menards.
yeah, I know. Nobody
Dave.
cares what you think.
You're not gonna change the world.
The people that do care so much about what other people think, I'm like, what do you do all day? Like, you just wake up
that sounds
caring.
exhausting.
What do you cares?
You wake up caring.
Yeah,
And you're just plugging like the cloud with your bullshit. Like we're
Yeah.
gonna have to go back and try to like pull human history out of this big file, and it's gonna be, you know what I mean? Like how do you
Sifting through all the garbage to
like,
find anything
good-
to save.
just the content online that is just has no business being created is
That's what,
like just most content.
right.
Like, I'm all for, you say what you want to say how you feel, but you also have to understand that people aren't going to care. Like,
Right.
and people are going to say to you, hey, I disagree with you, or hey, I think you're right, whatever.
That's
But
the
it
other
doesn't
side
matter.
of
It's
it,
just a
yeah.
bunch of time wasted of, now that I have a medium where I can share my thoughts, everyone must want to hear my thoughts. No,
no, they don't.
they don't.
They really don't.
Yeah, you
It's
should have the
easy,
right
but-
to not
yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Still.
Do you ever like add a coworker on on like Facebook or something, and then they have you just immediately know what their opinion is about everything, and be like, oh, you're one of them.
Yeah, and you're like, this
you-
is a mistake.
I'm looking at
Yeah.
Gary in a different light that I did on Tuesday.
I think
All
if
of a
Facebook
sudden.
didn't have that unfollow button, I think that whole company would have shut down years ago.
Yeah,
You're just like, oh, I don't want to see any of this, but I still want to friend you so I can invite you to my shows.
Or I want you to find out I unfriended you and have you follow me home.
Because apparently that's like a real thing that can
Dude.
happen no matter what you do.
I unfriended a girl or unfollowed a girl on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and she sent me this like 5-paragraph DM about like what a piece of shit I am because I unfollowed her and all this stuff. I'm like, Jesus.
What?
He told me about it and I got pissed off, so I unfollowed her too.
What are you, her dad? Like,
yeah, we
I
just-
need your attention, Jim.
We were like friends
It's very
in
engaging.
high school, but it's like if you're gonna post 15 pictures in 2 minutes, like that's it. I'm done.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you
look
look like. I only need one picture.
Yeah,
That's it.
I need 8 filters.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just a weird time, and it's just weird that it's happening a lot for comedians, because it's like when you think of, obviously we're comedians. The whole idea is that we're just supposed to make you laugh, no matter we're playing in a sense of pretend world where we say things that you normally wouldn't say, so that way it's funny and you laugh. But yet people interpret it as like, oh, what he's saying, he's trying to start a rally. It's
Right.
like, what? A positive way to look at it too is we're also at a time where, like, since so many things are not appropriate, it makes it funnier. Like things that you think like, oh, like why are people get offended by this thing? So every comedian's like, all right, supply and demand. That's what we got to start.
It
That's what
kind of
we gotta start
resets the
doing.
process of
Yeah.
it's as offensive.
Because I
as-
feel like there was like in the 50s and all that, it was like, don't say the word tushy. And then, and then someone said tushy, and like that guy went to jail and got hung. And then as it went on, it got to the point where like everything you could say, like everyone was so desensitized. And now we got back to now where everyone's sensitized over everything.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
it's a
but
process.
we also live in Michigan, and I think that because you read the stories about like Nimesh Patel or whatever, he got like yanked off stage at Columbia the
Wait,
other
what
day.
happened?
Mitch Vitale.
No,
what
I
you
think
said?
his name's Nimesh or Minette.
What happened?
Mitch Patel's the one doing the show with Zach.
Sounded like you said Mitch Vitale.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
you know no offense, Richie. I don't want to offend the hummus part of this podcast.
Guys, I'm gonna need to take a couple minutes to reflect on the recent catastrophe.
No, but I was gonna say, like, you hear about like national stories of people like getting in trouble, for something they
Yeah.
say. But like, I would love to see somebody in Michigan get in trouble because, like, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, I think that we worry too much that it's gonna happen, but I think if you go out there and you like are legit, trying to push the envelope. I don't no, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Like real people don't care. People that care are like other comedians who are trying to make their woke friends happy. Are scared of like people with jobs that are, you know, audience members like
Right.
that wear Carhartts, but not ironically, you know.
Yeah, I think people are just
Getting
too.
more and more specific.
Yeah. I'm gonna name some names right now.
I actually brought a list. Here we go.
Why did you leave me, Dad?
Goatees, Lion season tickets.
Like, I want to go out there and just start being like, shout out Trump. He is our leader. You guys need to start respecting him and just see what happens. Like, I don't
Right.
think people are really gonna care. They're gonna be, Just, like,
Oh, no! The
fake-
article said
Yeah.
this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
They like melt. Well, Jim's shoes are just left. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, yeah. That's the other thing too. Is I think and we talked about this before, where it's like the media, they're never gonna have a slow news day, so they always
Yeah.
look for the absolute extreme to keep your attention. So like, yeah, we see all this stuff all the time, but like when you stop watching the news and you actually start talking to real people and actually going out in the real world, you're just like, oh yeah, everyone's actually pretty normal.
Yeah, no.
They
one's
just look
actually-
for those extremes of like, this person is this, and then they just blow it up because they know it'll get attention.
I'm always fascinated by the crowds where every time I do the show, they laugh at everybody across the board on
Yeah.
the lineup, and they're like a great. Like, was last night kind of like that?
Yeah. That
Yeah.
last night I did show at Liberty Street Brewing in Plymouth. That's
Yeah.
a great room.
I've done
Yeah.
it twice, and everybody kills on it, and they couldn't be more different. Everyone on the show, I'm like, this crowd's amazing. They just laugh at everybody.
Wow.
Now I don't know if that's a good judge of quality, but it's fun to
It was a-
perform at.
Yeah.
It's a great place as an example though of like how it's fun to go there every time because you know you're gonna get a
Wow.
good crowd.
Yeah.
Like it's just they're just happy.
And
like,
it's in
go
Plymouth,
lucky.
and they're like, you know, an upper class, like more conservative place too. So I don't know what it is about Milford. It's like we're learning about our crowd. We just know they're hard.
Yeah.
I don't know what the psychology is behind it.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to me though to try to figure it out.
especially because we grew up there. It's like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, but you get older and like I think we were alluding to earlier that you can have somebody grow up in the same state. They're 4 years apart as far as how old they are, and they're completely different. Like there's so many
Yeah.
pockets in Michigan, and you go north, it's like
Yep.
you get way more hillbilly. You come this way, it's. I mean, like, just
Yeah.
Michigan's an interesting state to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of less dabbing up north.
More so for a practical sense. If I gotta get my hips involved.
Yeah, unless
so
you're
it's
grabbing some firewood.
straw
Yeah,
hay.
Throwing a deer over your back.
I sneezed and I dabbed.
That's what I struggle with that though, because like I grew up in that northern area, so like when I come like toward like Hamtramck or Detroit or like Canton, it's a totally different world. And like I see somebody do good, I'm like, God, that would bomb so bad out like in my hometown or out in like
Yeah.
these blue collar little small towns.
Yeah.
But then it's like, which one makes smarter to play towards? Like it,
Yeah.
I struggle with that myself.
Yeah, I mean, you want to make people with blue hair laugh, or
Well, that was the
have,
thing.
Or blue
people that have
collars.
mortgages.
Or blue collars.
That was the thing too. Of
Yeah,
like
blue collar.
I had it like it was a really interesting experience. One of the shows I did in, and everyone killed. Like the room was really loud, great crowd, and then I didn't, as well as I thought I should have, given the material I was using and how good everyone else did. And so it was a really weird thing of where I was like fighting, being like, this crowd sucks, but I was like, no, they didn't suck for them. And then I had to decide, do I want to make? Am I okay with not making this crowd laugh? Like,
Yeah.
do I change how I'm writing? Do I learn? I don't. It was just it was a weird experience. It was like the first time that happened. Where I was like, everyone killed, and I was confident in my material, and it didn't. Like it was material that I know worked.
The other thing too you got to think about is, especially when it comes to like, at least I think our type of show is where a lot of people might be going for only one comedian. So they might be going there and they're going to be they're just going to laugh at everything that comedian says. There was one show I went to where this guy was doing, he was doing just a bunch of like, he was doing a bunch of Bible jokes, but it was really just clean and corny. It was just really weird. And the crowd was going nuts. And he's just like, and I mean, I think one of the jokes was literally like, 40 years in the desert, that's 39 years and 12 months too much for me. And, and everyone's just like,
Classic.
and
I like
everyone's-
this guy, huh?
yeah, and everyone's laughing, right? And then I was like, wow, I go, maybe there's something, I don't know, maybe they're laughing
Maybe there's
at,
something to this whole time thing.
yeah, there's something that I don't get. And then sure enough, once he got off stage, him and like 90% of the crowd just left with him to like go to like
Oh,
a Bennigan's or something.
That's good for the ego, though. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's gonna go around thinking he's awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like when you take the
High
comedy
five and
cast.
bait.
But it was
Yeah.
like his whole, like I said, it was just all like friends and family and stuff. And we try to bring as many friends and family as well. But I think that's the other thing too, is like there's some jokes you're like, really, that killed? It's like, well, is that what they're there for? Like, are people there for them, and then they're kind of a little more closed up for the other comedians?
It's like when you take the class at Ridley's.
Yeah.
And you go that first night and you kill it.
Yeah.
And then somebody puts you back down into reality. They're like, listen, that room was full of your friends and family. Try doing it in a normal room that everyone hates you.
Someone
Yeah.
with like a scar on their face has to sit you down and explain
Yeah.
to you the reality. You're
It's
like,
like, try
"Listen,
doing
come
it
here,
in front of a
kid."
bunch of juggalos screaming. You know what I'm talking about. I
Just
think-
bring Fago. That's it. Just bring Fago. They'll love it.
I think the ego will kill you faster than anything doing this, because like because there's a fine line, like you were saying, like everyone will kill it except you, but it could be because your jokes sucked, or it could be because they're just, that crowd would never laugh at you.
Right.
They just hated you from the jump or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But some people refuse to think that it's anything but the crowd. Like,
Yeah. That's
oh, I know I'm hilarious.
that's
They're
toxic,
wrong.
yeah.
And then you're just going to end up hating doing this after a while.
Yeah.
'Cause you're just like, everyone's against me, whatever. Like,
like the
not
whole point is because like that's won't last regardless. I feel for comedy, just because the whole point of bombing is to shed your skin and learn from it and grow and write something new. Like that's the entire point. Is you're not gonna write new stuff. It's not gonna like hurt as you're just like on stage and just like, oh no. So if you keep like giving like the loophole of like, is the crowd suck, you just never write new material, and we see those people constantly.
Plus, the more you bomb, when you do get a laugh, it's just crack. It's just the best. You know what I mean? Like that's when you really feel like you earn it, because at least before I was doing stand up, you watch stand up specials where there's literally a laugh track hitting every single thing that they're saying, no matter what.
Gets
Even if it's not even a
everybody's love
punchline, they're just laughing like crazy. So you go up there and you're thinking, that's what's going to happen to me, right? It's a comedy club. I'm going to say jokes, and I think they're funny. And then you out there, and you might get like one, heh. But that, heh, you're like, oh, dude, that's the best.
There's something there.
That's so good.
There's something there. You said that on the last time I did Sweetwater with you. Is you were like, because Jim went at the end, and he's like, a lot of people like came here, like drove 40 minutes, and they're like, oh, they're like driving the car thinking how they're gonna do, and I'm gonna say a joke, and everyone's gonna be like, and I'm gonna say another joke, and everyone's gonna laugh, and they're gonna carry me out of the crowd. And it's so true. And
it's
then
because
it doesn't.
everybody bombed. So I had to
Everybody
like go up
bombed.
and address it right away.
It's like high school band expectations.
Right.
Oh, they're going to be front row cheering, and then you're just playing and nobody's even paying attention.
Oh, the lead guitarist and singer.
You're like, one guy laughed. He had penny loafers. He looked like a doctor or something. So the rest
he
of the
knew
crowd
he was
was
talking
stupid.
about-
That guy, though,
I'm a
very
smart
good sense of
comedian,
humor.
I talk
Have
about.
you guys ever been on shows where it's just a restaurant and people are just trying to eat, and then they just go, all right, here's a microphone.
Yeah.
There's no stage, no nothing.
No
attack
context.
shows.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Ambush comedy.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I even did the coffee house at 4 p.m. on a Sunday. There's just someone doing homework. It's not
Yeah.
you there to be social. You're doing the exact opposite. And I go, I don't even know how I'm supposed to talk about anything but you right now. Like, you're so bothered by this for a good reason. Like, this is just not a good idea.
Yeah.
There was a guy who said this, and I'm forgetting his name, but to quote him, it's like, the worst thing isn't so much that people don't laugh, it's when people aren't even paying attention. Like, they just look at you like, oh, okay, and they just
Yeah,
go back to their
indifference.
work. Like,
Yeah.
they just don't even care. You're just like, can we
Yeah.
turn off the game so that way I can perform? People are just sitting there just trying to eat. They're trying to go to a bar to like hide from their wife and kids, and then they see you and you're like, oh gosh.
It's funny when you like drive home and you're like, I'm never doing a stupid show like this again. It's such a waste of my time. And then you go on Facebook and it was like someone else on that show that also bombed. It was like, want to give a special thanks to everyone that had me on this show.
Hey,
God, I love comedy. It's just,
that guy doesn't want to burn any bridges.
No.
Tonight could not have gone better. Thanks to everybody.
Tonight, thanks to my 3 coworkers that came out.
Jessica, Dan.
You can see all of them comment on the bottom like, you were hilarious.
Yeah, you were so good. And I'm just driving like, no, it wasn't. Oh, I swear.
You're like doing like the sad react to all their comments. You ever like go to a show and like the MC goes to be like, all right, we're starting about 10 minutes for the comedy show, and then you hear like one person in the crowd be like, comedy show, and you're like, God damn,
Yeah,
they don't know.
that's a good sign.
One thing I like about our situation is like for our show, it's an actual closed room, and you actually have to like get a ticket to get into the room. So it's not like you're just sitting there all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's a show going on. Oh,
I
crap. It's
really
like
like
if you
that.
go in there, you have to mentally be like, all right, I'm going in this room to hear comedy. I'm not you know, kind of like Laugh Tracks. They had like a separate room. It was like, okay, if you're
Yeah.
going in there,
If anyone is in there not for comedy, they were homeless.
they were just trying to get a
Big
good
fan
night's
of the
sleep.
scene.
Yeah, I think that like when you look at all like the really good rooms, I think like Sullivan's and like the one you did last night,
Liberty Street.
Liberty Street. They're all separate rooms that are even like Tom's. Did you ever do the? I know you did, but did you ever do the Bayside? Well, it's called Tiki Beach Bar.
Yeah.
That was in a separate room, and he kind of built that up before they
Yeah.
closed or whatever they're doing.
Whatever's
but, like,
happening. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like the separate room. It was perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if it's small, it still works because people are there for the
Sweet.
show.
What is it? Not the Sullivan's. It's upstairs
Oh, it's
and it's like
great.
it's so small and
That's-
intimate. I love it.
That room's a great room too.
Yeah.
That's set up very similar to Liberty Street, like upstairs
Okay.
dinner type area.
Yeah.
Have you guys done any comedy in Windsor?
No.
No, I
Not
haven't.
yet.
That's another like why didn't they laugh kind of like
Yeah.
mind
drive
blow
home.
thing. Well, because you're like, I don't understand what they think is funny over here, but it's literally 20 minutes from my house. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. What changed?
Yeah.
What do you think is funny here in this country?
It's weird.
Jeez.
I worked with a Canadian guy, and he told me one of the funniest things I've ever heard. He's from Wallaceburg, which is like northern Ontario. He's like, yeah, the Birds, they had a rival. I don't remember what the rival was. Let's just say it was like Robertsburg or something, right? I think it was something like that. He goes, Robertsburg, the birds fly upside down, eh? And I'm like, why? He's like, there's nothing worth shitting on. I'm like, that's such a Canadian joke. So try that one, Jim.
You guys ever hear about this bird over here in Canada?
They're like, the bird joke word?
Then they apologize for laughing too hard.
People are doing cartwheels.
You guys should get one of those drops that's just a crowd cheering that you can just hit a button.
Just people start chanting like Rudy.
Yeah.
Like that was that good of a joke. To veer
Yeah.
away from comedy, is there any topics just like unrelated to anything you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, we can talk about anything. We're not like a very comedy specific show. We just happen to talk about comedy.
If it leads to talking shop, that's fine. Simulation theory, aliens.
Jim and I used to have a band.
Okay.
You might not be into it based on off your Blink 182 guitar on the wall, but
Hey, listen. Listen, that's a Schecter Diamond series.
Bart Dangus just commented on one of the posts we made of because the guitar was in the background. He goes, "There's so much Papa Roach played on that guitar."
that guitar is absolutely a last resort.
Listen, man, that's a 7-string, okay?
Holy shit, it
really?
is.
Yeah, that's a 7-string.
So it looks heavy.
I actually have a much better Fender Stratocaster, but I just keep that contained and I just
Honestly, the
joke
guitar,
around.
Cryogenically frozen.
the guitar is actually really nice. I just have a problem with the caution tape sling.
It's yeah. I've had now the strap I've had since I was like 12. I was like, oh, I was at a store and I was like, which one do you want? I'm like, I'll take that one.
Obviously,
I
it's
just
a
took that,
crime
like,
scene when I play.
The crime scene, yeah. Because when I play, I murder.
So, what was the genre or mix of subgenres
Yeah.
that your band was?
We were
Country.
parody.
No,
We-
it wasn't.
yeah.
Was it really?
It was
You goddamn right it was.
It started as a joke. I was like living with my brother. We were like 18, 19. It was like freshman year of college. In the summertime, I was living with my brother, and I went to Central Michigan.
Yeah.
Long story short, we ended up playing a show at Central Michigan. It was in front of like hundreds of people.
Oh wow.
And we didn't really plan on it happening like that. And it was like never should have been seen in front of hundreds of people. But it was like really fun.
Yeah.
But we used to like write essentially parody country lyrics.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
So
Who sang?
it was
We
Central
both did.
Central Michigan homecoming at our friend's house.
Yeah.
And they had a giant house with a basement that was just sprawling and had a bar in the back, and it was just big cement open basement. They jammed like 150 freshmen down there because they got 2 free kegs.
Yeah.
And he had a guitar plugged into nothing. Pretended to play. We set up a bunch of big speakers that half of them didn't even work, and we basically just put a burned CD in that was just
Instrumentals.
instrumental versions of these songs. So we're basically doing karaoke.
This can't be real.
This
This is awesome.
Not only is this real, you would be surprised at how good it went.
Yeah,
Like
it
literally,
went way
some
better
guy
than we
goes,
thought.
"Hey man, you guys sound great." We like took intermission. He goes, "You sounds great, but you should turn your guitar up a little bit." I'm like,
How's the gain? Is the gain all right? What's the?
"You didn't notice the Guitar Hero buttons on the top?"
You don't notice how the buttons.
Your
were
EQ's a
colored?
little flat. If you just kind of bump up the mids.
You're not a big fan of distortion, are you guys? All right. well.
I go to Guitar Center like 6 times a day.
The
I know what I'm
best,
talking about.
the best part was those we're like taking our equipment from like the top, like through the front door, like down into the basement where we were playing. And it's not even like real band equipment. It's essentially like if we're having a karaoke party and we're like, "Excuse me, we work for the band." And like these like freshmen that are just getting to the party, like, "Band, we didn't know a band was coming." And Jim would be like, "Yeah, they're from Nashville. I heard they're pretty good." Like, but, so not only were we stupid for doing it, we were stupid for like pumping ourselves up. And
We're the Dirt Road Outlaws.
Oh my god, was that the name of it?
yeah, it was a fun night.
We actually became friends over like guitars.
Yeah.
And then so then we played
You
together.
want to come over and jam sometime?
Yeah. And then we found out we didn't know how to jam together. We're like, oh, you could.
I'll play
What's-
Purple
what's a-
Haze, and then you play Purple Haze.
Yeah.
And then we just
You're
realized.
like,
it. I don't
"Fuck it,
know
let's
Purple
play
Haze."
Smoke on the Water.
I'm a smoke on the water kind of guy. But yeah. And then I was actually in a band in high school. It was a guitar. It was just guitar and drums. It was just an instrumental experimental band. And then my brother was in like those metalcore bands, you know, the ones where they scream a lot and then someone sings high pitch like a girl and then they put a lot of synthesizers.
What's up? Check out our merch tent. Support us.
What's going on, Detroit? Let's start a bit. We're gonna start a bit. Yeah, so he was in one of those, and he actually performed at Vans Warped Tour.
No shit. What was
Yeah.
the band?
Yeah, Alive and Standby.
Sounds like one of those bands.
Yeah,
Lying there, dying, breathing.
It's just a lot of prepositional phrases.
Yeah.
Inside the cabinet.
and he would do drums and scream at the same time. So he's just playing around. He's like,
Wow.
but
I still listen to that kind of
but
stuff.
they were actually pretty good.
Oh, so you can get pumped up.
They're actually pretty good. At the time, but yeah, no country puns.
Well, we noticed
Joking,
by
man.
your guitar. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I mean, that was just really more of our roots.
It was like I don't know if I remember any of the lyrics really. There was like one song. It was called 50 Stars and 13 Stripes.
Yeah.
That's the most.
And we're like,
country
that
title.
was in my granddad's age, and that was a simpler time. It was like this heartfelt, like
48
fucking
stars
ballad.
and 13 stripes. When America made sense.
Someone's like, "Why didn't not 50? You don't understand the message."
that
sound
means
like-
you. If you don't understand the message, you're Al Qaeda.
That voice is the pure Michigan commercial voice. 100%. You're walking across.
What did we do?
Great
Like Save a
Lakes.
Horse, Ride a Cowboy, but it was like a different version of it though, with different lyrics. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
Save
like
a
completely-
horse, ride an outlaw. Because
Yeah,
we're
like-
Dirt Road
like-
Outlaws. It's so stupid.
It was so
But
So
sad.
you guys like
Everybody
meet
loved it,
weekly right
though.
now to play, or like what's?
And then later that
Talking
night,
reunion tour.
I got propositioned by a swinger couple, which was
that was
wild.
my favorite. He
How
was
do they do that? Do they sit you down? What is
so
It was
he didn't
working
know
on me
that
all night.
he didn't know they were swingers, but I did because they were like
same story
somebody's
as like sending a drink over?
pretty much. But the funniest thing was he was so hammered, and literally he's in a heart to heart with the guy who looks like Chuck from Dave and Chuck the Freak. Like literally had on like cargo shorts, Nike Shocks.
He's got his hand on his shoulder,
He's like-
behind his neck.
Yeah, no, his wife did. His wife was massaging Jim's shoulders while he was in a heart to heart with the guy, and
Just helpless.
Yeah,
No,
just
he
loved the
He was like,
conversation.
my wife's pretty hot, right? I was like, that's weird, you know.
He's like, "That's weird.
Where's this going? All
I'm
right.
telling you about high
Like,
school
yeah,
football."
whatever. Yeah, let's get back into high school football.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about high school football like nonstop, and he's like, yeah, enough of that. How about my wife though? You want to bang her?
Oh no.
She
And,
looked like
uh,
a Bo Ricks hairdresser.
And she would like walk by and like massage my shoulders, and I'd be like, what was that? And then I'd look, and she was in the kitchen with like, you know, college age girls, and
Right.
she's like dancing, like trying to like looking over at me, like, look at me, I'm cool too, you know.
This hurts.
Am I doing
Yeah.
it right, guys?
Yeah.
Am I shooting the flaws right?
It was like, do you ever go to a college party and there's just one of the college kids' parents are there, just trying to like,
Just make
it was Parents
Can
Weekend.
I like,
Act like it's
celeb
not weird?
shot? Can I get a celeb shot in there?
Yeah.
What's the deal?
Oh, dude, spot on. Spot on.
that would
They
drive me
remember
crazy.
one like slang that like kept going. Be like, I know you guys.
You guys are on the flick? The flick?
Weird flex, bro. Weird flex.
Oh, I smell a
But
doobie.
okay. This is completely changing the subject. I just thought of this, I don't know why. My coworker, she was telling me about. She's like, I gotta go meet my friend's boyfriend, and and I only met him once, but I don't think I like him. And I go, well, tell me about him. And she's like, he wears a visor. And I go, she goes, I don't want you to prejudge him though. And I go, you don't want me to prejudge him, but you started it with, he wears a visor. And then I needed 10 minutes of silence. And then okay. And I brought it back up. I go, have any idea that this man who's a lawyer, 7 days out of a week, he has to unvelcro a visor. He's the only person in 2018 who's just like, sun's out.
You're like, oh.
And you don't want me to prejudge this guy.
Forwards or backwards?
Right. Is it
like a
practical or
Tip
cool?
to the side.
Was he
Tip to the
wearing it when
side
you
like a
saw
hedge
him?
fund kid.
That's what's funny is like a typical girl shit, but like he'll wear a visor one time and then she's got to tell her he wears a visor.
That's what
like he
girls
wears
do.
it every day.
Yeah.
You know?
That's like when my sister first met her now husband, still refers to him as fresh white kicks because the night she met him wore white shoes.
Yeah.
And probably the last time he's ever worn them.
Yeah.
Like, Brian, white shoes.
Because they were brand new.
Because right? Sorry, they were clean. I didn't mean to blind you.
He's like, I'm gonna kill it on this date
That's
tonight.
what he's like.
Look at these
I'm gonna be
K-Swisses.
dancing.
I mean, look at these K-Swisses.
He's like, he's just, I love the commercial. It's great.
Jeez, man.
I hated him when you said girlfriend or friend's boyfriend.
Yeah, immediately. That's how you know
Just, yeah.
it's not going to work out.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Dude, that's my. Well, I have a bit about
Yeah.
it. Like that's my nightmare every time. This Saturday, do we have anything going on? Oh, here we go.
Yeah, well, now we
this
do.
is the part where she tells me we're going out with her friends, and how much fun it's gonna be. How I should just let loose.
I just love that because that's so true. Just like it's just assumed from women that men get along with all men. Like we have this one thing in
Yeah.
common. And
No,
that's it. Like,
there's a
it's-
reason why all men started the wars. Some of us don't get along.
But now I think men are so much different from each other.
Yeah.
Like, because in this era, you have guys that have highlights.
Uh-huh.
You have guys that wear visors. You have guys that are just CrossFit guys that talk about paleo all the time.
How about the guys that are posting what they'd look like if they were the other gender? Like that's
Yeah.
like a big
What?
thing. It's
I-
like, yeah, you're
this is-
hot if you're the other gender. Like
good
This is
jawline.
new to me.
they're like showing off. Like, look how hot I would look as a girl.
This is
If
who I'm
only I
looking
would.
for.
And the weird thing is, it doesn't even look anything like them.
No.
It literally is just like a picture of Keira Knightley or something.
Richie does it, and it's Fran Drescher. It's like, this makes sense.
I'll be honest. I may talk to the guy who runs the website and just put this out there.
Here's my thoughts.
It's my birthday coming up, so if you could just hook it up.
It's definitely weird. Because it's just this idea of like, oh yeah, well we're friends, so therefore our boyfriends they'll all be friends. It's
Yeah.
like, no.
And they won't.
no, they won't.
Everyone's just, it's such a different time. I heard a guy say out loud, I'm against violence of any kind. I'm like,
Did you
do
punch
you
him?
realize what would happen to you if you said that 10 years ago?
What is that even? Is that a stance that like? Is there someone who's?
Yeah.
Who,
I know. Who are you telling?
I don't understand if you're arguing because like, is that? I don't get.
Some guy at the bar's like, well, I'm for violence.
That's what I mean. Like, is there someone who's like, he's like,
I don't
Oh, we got a
know.
problem.
even if there's no
I'll have what
violence,
he's having.
I want violence. It's
Yeah.
like, who do you think you're arguing with? Like,
I
you're like,
know.
I got it.
I don't watch violent movies, even. I'm like,
That would have
I
to be
hate
the
you.
next sentence if you actually have
So
integrity.
you just not watch movies? I don't understand.
yeah, like,
understand.
I don't.
Even Flubber, there's some sort of violence.
Two
Yeah.
references, one podcast. We're good.
That was the quota.
We just got to mention Flubber
All right,
twice.
check.
did.
Made that requirement.
But I kind of do that though with the fiance. Like tonight, we're going to this booze gift exchange thing,
Yeah.
and it's all my friends, and she's gonna have to talk about girl shit. I
But it's
guess,
more
you know?
okay that if they don't get along. Like, it's totally on the car ride home. If she's like, you know how they looked at me, don't you?
Yeah.
They know I'm the only one who's
no,
engaged,
She'll
and they hate
complain
me.
the whole.
Yeah.
The whole way home, she's like, "I hate how you just stick me with that."
That's
I'm like,
what
we're just gonna talk about whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's called payback.
It's balance, ebb and flow.
I don't know if you ever heard of karma, but what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing. I'll take my wife sometimes. I'm like, shit, I haven't seen her in like 2 hours.
That's
And I'll
what it
go
is, you
back
gotta-
and she's sitting at a table looking. I'm like, ah. Like, I'm with my best friends I grew up with. I haven't seen them in like 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking
It's
about back in
terrible.
the day, and your wife's just sitting there like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan, like beyond like the like if it's like a big party, I'm a big fan of like saving people because I only like 4.5 people, like genuinely. And so like if I'm with like a significant other or like a friend, and I know they're just talking to the worst person, you can see it. They're just like, yeah, and someone's just like rattling the ear off how they hate violence or something. And I'm just like lazy with it now. I was like, hey man, I actually have to go talk to you about something unrelated to this over here, and then it's like, you're welcome, and then I leave.
See, my
Leave
wife,
them.
God bless you.
not with
Yeah.
my wife.
That you do that.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, this is good for her.
Sometimes
Let's
like
see if she can find a way out of it.
Get out of our comfort zone.
one time with my ex-girlfriend, we were at a party and I saw her getting hit on by someone I hated in high school, and I've never been happier, so I just let it happen. I go, this is great, look at that.
Yeah.
It's not going well for him, she hates it.
Tell you
Wow.
what, bud, why don't we flip 4?
Me and you, eye to eye, beer pong, 1 cup, no island.
Now, what you should have did was go behind the guy, massage his shoulders, and have her be like, "Yeah, so
Pretty
my
hot,
boyfriend's pretty
right?
Yeah. My wife's pretty adamant.
Wow, you're tense up here, you need to relax.
Yeah,
He looks up.
start
this guy.
dancing with a bunch of other like kids.
She's really into to the flossing dance. If you go do that,
You know, if you can floss in
impressive.
front of everybody, she knows you've got courage. What?
The worst thing is you go to weddings or something and there's like 30 people on the dance floor doing that one dance that went viral. It's like even weddings are becoming
Gangnam
like
Style?
Facebook event, like
Yeah,
whatever's popular at the time.
Yeah.
I was at a office Christmas party with the fiance, and we like went to a different room and came back in, and they were blasting Cardi B, and there were like these older white ladies with like fur coats on, like trying to dance to it. I was like, I can't. We gotta go.
I like how like certain people, like when they're like, my wedding is gonna be my way, but they like just don't accept the fact that they don't know how to like run like a party. So it's
Yeah.
like 7 p.m. and there's grandparents there, be like, all right, let's put Drop It Low.
Yeah.
Let's get be like, who do you
Yeah.
think this is for? Like, how about 11 p.m. You turn
Yeah.
on Usher or like
put on some Young Gravy.
Young Gravy.
who?
Young Gravy.
Say it like I'm supposed to know who that is.
I don't have my phone on me, so I can't play his stuff. Look up
Young Hummus.
Young Hummus.
Young hummus.
It's YUNG.
My
and then
search history
gravy.
right now is just the nanny and then Young Gravy. Okay, let's see.
Richie, what is your
Oh.
nationality?
I'm so my mom's side is Lebanese and Syrian, and then my dad's side is just like a cavalcade of whiteness, just like
Yeah.
like it's like Russian, Lithuanian, Irish, Scottish, everything.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you guys? What version of white are you guys?
All the good ones.
Yeah, I'm German and Irish.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it. Just two.
I'm pretty much just German and Irish. I'm a little German. I'm probably more Irish than that. I'm probably English too, because
Yeah.
really Irish and English are basically the same thing.
Did your beard get a little more red when it gets longer?
That's actually like that's like the.
That's hate speech.
That's like it's like Norwegian. That's actually less common in Ireland than people think.
Really?
Black
I get
Irish
that.
is more
and I don't know
common.
what part it comes from, but I get that if it gets longer, it's just
It does get a little redder.
it's red.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like more like the redheaded Irish are more like Nordic, and like
Really?
Norwegian. Yeah, they're
Okay.
not like traditional. That's a big misconception.
The red hair and the,
Yeah, most
Yeah.
like Irish people have dark features.
And we're here today to put an end to this stigma.
We actually thank you for bringing us on. We don't have to talk. Starting now.
Yeah, you can tell by my name that I'm Vietnamese. So
You're the Italian Michael Cera.
pretty much. That's what I've been told. I can't tell you how many times people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, listen, has anyone ever told you that you look just like Michael Cera?"
I don't care what they
and
say.
I just say
love Juno.
because I am him. Don't tell them. And I'd be like, "Don't tell anybody." And I walk away.
I think it would go well if
Look
you
out
like
for
grew
Juno,
like,
too.
like a goatee and then be like, I'm undercover Michael Cera. Be like, I actually am him, just hiding it behind this.
Well, there was that movie that he did where I think it was like his alter ego or something. The guy had like a dirt stash. I don't know what movie it was. That's how much facial hair I can grow. I can't grow anything
I
else.
can picture too the character. I just don't remember the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, it's some weird movie, but yeah, I can just do like this really awkward dirt stash thing, and that's it. So I'm not a real man. I don't know if you figured that out.
It gets quiet. Uh-oh.
You do have a cool name though. You have a good Italian name. I figured we'd be doing this podcast in the back of a Cadillac or something.
You guys
Hey, you want
room
Colts?
back
I got some good Colts back
Hey,
here.
I got a really good sauce. Up here.
Gondola Gazza. We had Chevy and Ford people. That was it.
Yeah.
That was as diverse as our
That's how we
town
split
got.
the junior highs in half.
If someone even saw someone driving a Dodge, they just got lynched. It was just. So let's wrap this up. Well, I know for us, we got our show is December 28th at Eats and Crafts, Detroit Escape. And then where can people find you guys?
I will be at the Sweetwater Entertainment in Waterford doing the open mic on December 20th.
Well, our Baker show's on the 21st.
Okay.
Milford, Baker's
That's right,
in Milford.
yeah,
Starts
yeah.
at 8 p.m. Adam Deggy. And then I'm at Rusted Crow in Dearborn tonight.
Nice.
Also,
That's about it.
November 2019, I'll be at the Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle all weekend.
You got to put your intentions out in the universe.
No, I
You're booked
actually
for
do
that?
have that.
All weekend?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I'm just hosting.
So yeah, look out to these guys' shows. Yeah, thanks again, guys, for
Yeah,
coming
thanks for
on.
having us on.
It's great. Feel free to come on anytime. And I think that's it.
Uh-oh, here we go.